All right, let's jump right into one of the biggest, most common points of confusion in the entire business world: leadership versus management. Seriously, getting this wrong can stall a career or even sink a company, but getting it right? Oh, that's where the magic happens. So let's break it all down.
So, let me ask you a question. Leader, manager, are they the same thing? I mean, we hear these words thrown around all the time, often like they're totally interchangeable. But what if I told you they're not just different, but that confusing them is one of the biggest traps professionals fall into? The truth is, they are fundamentally different roles, and knowing how is a complete game changer.
So where's the dividing line? It really all boils down to two words: vision versus execution. Think of it like this. A leader is the one staring at the mountain peak in the distance, saying, "That's where we're going." A manager, on the other hand, is the one looking at the path right in front of them, making sure everyone has the right gear and a clear map to make the climb.
And this lays it out perfectly. Over here on the left, you've got the leader. Think of them as the architect. They are obsessed with the big why. Why are we doing this? What's our ultimate goal? They design the blueprint for the future. Then, on the right, you have the manager, the master builder. They're all about the how. How do we actually build this? How do we take that grand vision and make it real, brick by brick? That difference in focus, that why versus how, it naturally leads to completely different styles and, of course, different skills. It's really a fundamental split between inspiring people on one side and perfecting a process on the other. And this right here is a huge piece of the puzzle: people power versus process power. Leaders, they run on people power. They understand that a motivated, inspired team is the engine that drives everything. They build trust, they unlock potential. Managers, now they are the masters of process power. They're the ones building that well-oiled machine, creating the systems and workflows that make sure that engine runs smoothly and efficiently, day in and day out. Okay, so let's peek inside their toolkits. As you can see, a leader's skills are all about inspiration. We're talking visionary thinking to see what's possible, and motivating to get everyone excited for the journey. A manager's skills are pure execution, planning and budgeting to make it all feasible, and delegating to keep things moving. You absolutely need both of these toolkits for any real success. And this difference, it goes even deeper, right down to their core characteristics. Leaders are often the risk takers, the ones who push the boundaries and motivate others to take a leap. Managers tend to be more risk-averse, and that's a good thing. Their job is to create stability and predictability. You can almost say one is trying to break the sound barrier, while the other is making sure the plane doesn't fall apart on the way up. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this really sink in. Let's look at a classic scenario where you can see these two roles playing out perfectly: a crazy, fast-growing tech startup. So just picture it. You've got this small, ambitious team, probably fueled by a ton of coffee and one massive idea. They're moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, trying to change the world. In that kind of high-stakes, high-pressure environment, you absolutely need both leadership and management just to survive. In our little startup story, the CEO is the classic leader. Her job is to live 5 years in the future. She's the one crafting that grand vision, telling the story of what they're building, and getting the whole team so fired up that they start to believe they can actually pull off the impossible. She's the one pointing to the North Star. But here's the thing, you can't ship a North Star. That's where our manager comes in, the head of product. This person's job is to take that giant, exciting vision from the CEO and break it down into reality. What do we build first? What's our timeline? Who's working on what? He's the one who turns that dream into an actual product that can be shipped to customers. So the difference is crystal clear now, right? But now we get to the most critical part, the big reveal of this whole thing. This was never a competition. It's not leader versus manager. It has always been about partnership. Just let this quote sink in for a second. Leadership without management is chaos. All that incredible vision and energy with no plan, it's just a beautiful mess. And on the flip side, management without leadership is stagnation. That's just as dangerous. You're perfectly executing a plan to go absolutely nowhere. You're just spinning your wheels. Exactly. The goal is never to ask which one is better. That is the wrong question. The goal is to build a culture that has both. The most successful organizations on the planet don't have leaders or managers. They have leaders and managers working in perfect harmony. They're the engine and the steering wheel of the same car. So I want to leave you with this final thought and bring it all back to you. What's your natural tendency? Are you more of the visionary, the leader, or are you the pragmatist, the manager? But here's the real challenge. The greatest professionals learn to dance between both. They know when to zoom out and lead and when to zoom in and manage. So the real question isn't just which one are you? It's which one does your team need from you right now? Answering that question can change absolutely everything.